everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Kathy at Attic Treasures, etc. And today I am working on collaboration with Tania Treasures and CollageType to make this project pack that Tania at Tania Treasures sent me, and I'll link you to her video page, her YouTube page. And this project pack, or there are several project packs in the mix, and it's called More Memories of the Meadow. And this one is an accordion project pack, so it's an accordion folio. And I'm just going to show you the papers in it here. So it has this beautiful floral paper that's full size, and then I don't know if you can tell this color in your through my camera, but it's a very soft pink with a little bit of pattern in it, and it's just really pretty, just kind of a rose color. And then this one is more of a neutral, more beige, and it's got a little bit of a pattern in it too that I don't know if you can see it. You can't, I guess you can't really see it through the phone, but it's really pretty. And then we also have the parts to the accordion. So I printed the beige on the backs of these because the backs will show once I put it all together. And so this one has these pockets and journal cards. And this is part of the accordion folio with a little corner tuck there. And then some little squares, to do whatever you want. You can make some clusters or little pockets, something like that. This is another page that goes with the accordion and some more pockets. Same with this one with some labels down here. And then this is the it's called the last group, but what it really is when you open the accordion envelope, this is the first thing that you'll see. So I'll show you that when I put it all together. And then here's another page, that's going to go with the accordion, and then some more little cluster squares down here. And then this is the envelope part, and I decided to print this on vellum just because I wanted to see how it would work. And this vellum paper is kind of weird. I got it at a thrift store, garage sale, or something like that. But it's translucent, but it's not really see-through, and it has this really shiny side. I tried printing on this side once, and it was not a good idea because the ink didn't go in to the paper like it does on this side, but I thought it looked really pretty. Now normally, if you follow my channel, you know that I don't normally do digital kits, but I fell in love with this one, and Tania was so sweet to send it to me. And I have this fabric, I think it's a tablecloth, that I got at a garage sale last year, and I've been wanting to make a journal out of it because I just think it's so pretty. Really perfect for spring or summer, and the colors in this kit are perfect with this fabric. So I'll be working with this today, and then on Friday every Friday this month until the end of the month of May, I'll be doing another video with these kits. So there are other YouTube creators who are joining in with this as well, and I'll leave a link to them below. I'll leave a link to their link tree so you can get all of their info, and you can see what everybody else is doing as well. So my videos are going to be on Fridays. And just to let you know too, a lot of times I see questions about what kind of paper is good for printing digital kits on. Well, my favorite is photo paper, matte photo paper. But since this is an accordion folio, I didn't want anything that thick. So what I have is this premium inkjet and laser paper, and I have an inkjet printer, and it's 28 pound or 105 GSM 97 bright, and I just get it at Walmart, and it works great. So it's a little bit heavier than normal copy paper, and I had to put a note on my paper pack inside the drawer next to my printer just to make sure it only gets used for things that I want to print out to use in my paper crafting, and it doesn't get used for anything else. We have other regular copy paper for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off my camera because for some reason all of my devices have decided to band together against me today. My printer was having a hissy fit and my phone didn't charge last night. So I'm going to put my phone on the charger and I'm going to cut all this out, and when my phone is happy again, I'm going to come back and show you how to put the kit together. Okay? All right, so I will see you soon. Okay, I am back and I have cut everything out. I've scored it, and I went ahead and I distressed the edges with ground espresso distress oxide. And now all I'm going to do is put it together. I've got some little pockets right here, and I haven't distressed these things yet because I'm not really sure exactly how I'm going to use them, but we'll just set those aside for now. And I also distressed the envelope and got it all scored. Now there is a line here, a black line, and you need to cut through that. I used an X-Acto knife, and that is for the flap to tuck in when it's all together. So let's go ahead and get started. So this piece with the longer flap on this end and a smaller flap on this one is going to go in the envelope, but it's going to be folded down this way, and then it will get glued like so. But before I do that, I'm going to put the rest of the pieces together. So I'm going to set that aside, and then it's just a matter of deciding which one you want to put where. You know, how you want to arrange them, and you can arrange them any way you like. But one thing that I will say is that all of the illustrations are in landscape mode. So if you want them all to be facing the same way, then you just need to kind of be aware of that. And you can tell by which way the flowers are going, and there's some little words and stuff on there. Now I didn't distress the edge that I'm going to glue because I'm going to wait until it's done, and then I'm going to fold it and then distress the fold at that time. So it doesn't really matter, like I said, how you put it together, but I am going to put the green one here, and I'm just going to use some of this art glitter glue. And it gets kind of long when you're putting it together. I did do a prototype on some of the less, the paper that's not as heavy as this, just some regular copy paper, just because I wanted to see, what it looked like when it was done. And so I kind of had an idea of what I was doing. And also I discovered in that process that after you glue it, you may have to kind of readjust the folds. Just getting a paper towel here. Because, where it's scored and everything and where it's folded, it may not end up, your folds may not end up exactly where you need them when you fold it all together. And I'll show you what I mean when I get to that part. Okay, so you just, like I said, you just glue these, you just put glue on these little flaps, and you can use a glue stick, or I'm using art glitter glue because I just feel like it. I'm sure the Scotch Crate glue stick would do just as well. But like I said too, you do need to make sure that all of your illustrations are facing the right direction. Otherwise, you're going to have some that are upside down. And that would annoy me if I did that. Okay, so let's just start folding it just to make it easier to handle. And I can already tell I'm going to need to redo some of these folds. In fact, I'm not going to, I think I better wait until the glue's all the way dry before I start really creasing them. And one more. Oh, and this one, whichever one you have on last, whichever one you have on the end, you're not going to need this flap. So I'm not going to cut it off yet. I'm going to see if maybe folding it over gives me any kind of an advantage when I have it all together. Maybe it will. But otherwise, I'll just end up cutting it off. It was a little bit crooked. And that's still a little bit crooked. Now I need more glue. Okay, that's better. Okay, now when you turn it over, all the backs are printed on, so that's good. And you looks like I'm going to have to trim a little bit, but that's all right. So I'm going to let this dry, and I will be right back after it dries. I want to make sure it's totally dry before I start folding it because I don't want the edges to peel apart. So I'll be right back. Okay, so all the glue is dry now. And I did have to kind of readjust the folds a little bit so that it came out nice and even, but that was no problem. So I am going to leave this flap on here because I'm going to take this little lace punch and put a little edge on it. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with that in a second. Okay. Let's take my scissors and just trim this little piece off here. And what I'm going to do is just glue this part down. I'm just going to use some art glitter glue for this. I mean, not art glitter glue. Scotch Create glue stick. And this, my plan here is for this little edge to give it a little bit of stability, because this is going to get probably most of the wear. So by folding it over and putting a little edge on it, I think it would, you know, it just kind of adds to it. And I'm also going to take one of these. These are one of the little tags or journal cards or whatever you want to call them, and it's going to go in this way. So I'm going to round the corners. Let me get my corner rounder. I'm going to use a 1/4 inch radius. I'm going to use the same ground espresso. I'm just going to pretty this this one page up a little bit, because it's going to be the first thing you see when you open up the envelope and, you know, look at the folio. That's what you're going to see first. And I'm just going to use the glue stick again. And get more of a clean spot on my wax paper here and parchment paper. Let's put it this way. At least some of the writing will be right side up. And I'm just centering it on here the best I can. And then I want to take one of these little squares. Just a little collaging. And I think we need like a little butterfly or something there. And grab my butterflies. That's cute. This one's pretty too. He needs to go right there, doesn't he? Okay. Oh, I might leave him out for later. So now we need to glue this flap. Oh, actually, before I glue that, I want to round these corners because I just think it looks so pretty when you open it up. Better make sure I'm not getting too many in here. And so it just provides a little bit more interest, I think, in my opinion anyway. Why am I not using my corner chomper? There we go, that's easier. Okay, now I'm going to take my ink, the ground espresso, and ink everywhere that I hadn't inked before. So all of the areas where the pages are joined together. Okay, now I could just glue this in here just like this, or I could sew around each of these sections. And I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and sew around each of these sections just for a little bit more interest. So I'm going to turn off my camera and I will be back when I have finished that part. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I have sewn around every single one of these little sections, and I think that that is just the perfect touch. Now I want to share a little tip. You know how when you sew on paper, the underside gets poked through. So the paper has like these little bumps in it because that's where the needle went through and kind of poked them up. So I found this little roller at the Dollar Tree. Looks like I've got some glue on it, but I think it's made out of marble or something. But anyway, I just go over the bumps with this little roller and it smashes them down just fine. Now, I suppose I could have done all this sewing before I glued it all together, but had I done that, then I wouldn't have been able to sew down where the flaps are. And then that kind of ensures that it's not going to come undone. Now I want to start decorating it in a few places, not everywhere, but what I'm struggling with is all of the pictures are this way. All of the illustrations are in landscape mode, like I was saying earlier. So if I put the pockets on like this, then the pictures are going to be sideways and the pockets are going to be that way. I think that's going to bug me. So when it goes inside the envelope, you're naturally going to want to open it this way. So I'm going to put my pockets in this orientation. So I kind of think I'm going to put double pockets on this page, and then I'll probably end up maybe printing some more of these little tags or journal cards or whatever you want to call them to go inside. But for now, I'm going to glue these down. And I'm going to use glue stick because I think sometimes the art glitter glue is a little bit too wet. No, I'm going to use art glitter glue because it's got a nice little point on it. And these little tabs are so small. Okay, I don't want it to warp, so I'm going to spread the glue out a little bit. I just love the stitching on here. You know, I was thinking as I was putting the stitching on that one kind of fun way to use this little folio is for like a little recipe file, maybe as a gift for a bride or a friend or a relative, just to put your favorite recipes on it. And I was thinking if I could type them up maybe and print them out on vellum and maybe glue the vellum to the pages. That might be a fun way to do that. So now I think I want a little, how many pockets do I have? Quite a few. Some of these pictures are so pretty, I don't really want to cover them up. How about that one right there? That one's really pretty. So in case any of you are wondering about my owl journal, I am still working on it. I am very close to being done, but I needed to get this video done. And also, it's getting to be time where I need to get the weeds up from the, because it's spring and things are blooming everywhere and things are growing everywhere. And I am getting tons and tons of weeds where I don't want them. So that's going to be keeping me really busy. I like that there. And I tried this on the prototype where I put the pockets in this way, and even when it's closed up, like this is going to be facing this way. It seemed to work just fine. So that's my plan, and I'm sticking to it. Not that that's necessarily the, correct way to do it. I don't think there's any right or wrong way. If you want to put the pockets and go in the other direction, then absolutely feel free. It's your folio. You're the boss of it. One more little pocket. And I think I will put it right there. So cute. Yeah, so I have a friend who is wanting to start eating a plant-based diet, and that's what we've been eating for like 12 years or so. And so she's been asking me for some recipes, and I just thought that this would be a cute idea to print up some recipes for her and give it to her as a little gift. So I'm not going to really do anything with these little tags right now because I don't really know what I want to do with them. Okay, that one wants to fall out. This one needs a little bit more something. A little more substance, doesn't it? Well, I'm just going to put it in here for now. Maybe I'll put this other one in with it, and then that'll... I think that these little things need to be printed on heavier paper because the pockets have the flaps on them to give them, to make them like little gussets, I guess is what you call them. But this paper's still pretty thin, and I don't want everything to fall out. So I'm going to put them all in one, and maybe later on I'll print it out on heavier paper so that the little inserts don't fall out. Okay, last but not least, I want to attach this inside the envelope. And because it's vellum and I don't really want it to show through, I'm going to use Fabri-Tac, I think. And I will probably also, at some point, cover this up with another one of these sections, but I just haven't decided which one yet. Okay, so I'm going to use Fabri-Tac on this, hoping it won't show through. And I'm going to make my finger really gluey here. Spread it out so I don't get big bumps. And then I'm going to do it this way so I see what I'm doing. I'm just kind of centering this in here the best I can. And there we have it. That is perfect. This would make such a nice gift for somebody. Okay, so now that I've got glue all over my fingers, so I'm going to call this done. And I hope you enjoyed this little project, and you'll check out the links put that in there. You'll check out the links in the description box below so that you can see more of the kits and see what Tania is doing at Tiny Treasures and what the other creators are doing with their project packs as well. This has been a lot of fun, and I hope you'll give it a try. So now we can see the whole thing. Let's look at it this way. So, you know, eventually these will all have little somethings in them. And then for writing on, I mean, you can always write on like this page here, but you can also write on the back of each one of these. Plenty of room for journaling or for adding recipes or whatever you want to add. There we go, and it opens all the way. Okay, there you have it. So I hope you enjoyed this. This was really fun, and I will try to figure out what to do next week. Okay, so I hope you really enjoyed this. I know I had a lot of fun. I hope you'll give it a chance and check out those other creators and see what they're doing. And I hope you have a really wonderful day. Happy crafting, and always let the serendipity find you. I'll see you in the next video, everybody. Bye-bye.